stock, a trade. I said this was my worst trade of this year, but this was even worse than my worst trade of the year, or practically similar. Because my worst trade of the year, it was literally just like this, where, well, not necessarily. I bought a stock too high, came down on me, and then it bounced back up. This one is actually the worst trade of the year because I bought this stock. It went up. I was up a substantial amount. I was up like, I think like $800. I couldn't sell quick enough into this spike right here because it was just moving too fast, and that's okay. I didn't make a mistake there. But then it bounced back up. It came back down, bounced back up. It was consolidating here. And let me zoom in. And I didn't sell. I was up like, I think $500 or something like that. And I didn't want to take the gains. Even Wolf said, "Hey, this stock is be over VWAP, and it's at its third stage of, or third target point, selling target point." 'Cause, the first is high day or VWAP. It could be either or, and then the next one is I think what, pre-market highs, or something like that. High day VWAP and pre-market highs. And it already was like up substantially, so it already broke past pre-market highs. So at that point, I was just like, okay, I need to sell. Didn't want to sell. Started pulling back. I was down like $300 on this trade at this point. Saw that it was kind of basing a little bit. I added a bit higher than what I wanted to, but I first came in with 5K here, $5,000 here. Then I went in with 2,500, and then you want to do a ridiculous amount that I wouldn't be trading with, and it consolidated, pulled back a little bit some, and then had this big candlestick spike. Um, had this big candlestick spike right here. That's when I knew, okay, it's bouncing off of this lowest point right here, and then it's just start. I just watched it grow or increase. I was taking a shit at the time. I was on my phone. I told myself not to trade while I'm on my phone, but I just saw, okay, now was the time to trade, and that's why I got in here. Um, I wanted to get in here, but by the time I was entering my order, I didn't know what price it was at, but I knew, okay, it was at this point right here. So I'm like, I'm just gonna execute it at the bid or the ax because it's low. But then when the numbers switched, I didn't realize it switched from low 40s to mid 40s, and I'm like, these numbers look weird because I don't think it was in the mid 40s, and I just executed a trade, and when I look back, I'm like, oh shit, I bought it in the middle of it spiking. So when it went up here, I was like wanting more or wanting to wait to see if it would go higher. I shouldn't be wanting more. I just was waiting to see if it would go higher, and that's why I got stuck in. That's part of the reason why I got stuck in this zone right here. It pulled back, added, and then as it was uptrending, I was trying to. I really wanted to sell here. I really wanted to challenge it to break this highest point right here, which is also high of day pre-market high. The market wasn't open yet. Excuse me. I was testing to see if it would break. When I saw that it wasn't looking too nice, I executed my order. Wasn't really satisfied with this trade. Wasn't so I was happy that I sold where I sold near the top or at the top, but I knew I wanted to wait longer. Um, I wanted a better entry. I wanted to sell here, probably get back in here and sell again. This was probably the worst trade as far as performance compared to my last trade. Um, because I was the last trade I wasn't up at all. This trade I was up and I had taken gains, and then fortunately I got a second chance. But that's not how it's gonna be every single time. It didn't go higher than this point. It started going higher here. Got up to 56.50. But I'm glad that I sold here where I did because it did this big panic right here, held and went right back up. And that's a short trap right here. And I don't want to be dealing with these stocks that do that. I don't want to be in while they're doing that. I don't want to be holding. So I'm glad that I sold before that happened. I'm glad I sold, and it just kept fading down. I ended up making $1,000 on this $7,500 trade, which was a little bit over 10%. But I could have had my 10%. I could have had my almost 20% um, on my first entry, but I didn't sell. So that's my trade. I think I'm getting better. But I remember what Wolf said. It's not about getting better. It's about making it natural. I mean, of course, it's about getting better. But when your trades become natural, where it's like you're just it's a normal feeling for you to enter at low a day, and it's a normal feeling for you to sell at the highest point or at your target goals. That's when you realize you're starting to become consistently profitable. You're getting better, and you're performing better, and that's where I believe I'm at right now. I am just like looking for lowest point, selling at highest point, and it's becoming more of a natural feeling. Now I don't get the chance to trade often because I'm working 16-hour days, 5 days a week, and I only have 2 days of the trading day to trade. Um, so, and I purposely designed it that way so that I can at least okay, so I can at least watch the market at some point. Um, I purposely did it that way. Uh, but overall, I'm just gonna keep practicing on the days that I can, and the days that I can't, I'm just gonna be watching, doing mental trades. Um, the days that I can't often watch. So it's like I'm gonna. There's times where I can't even like do a. There's times where I can't trade at all. But there's even more. There's other times too where I can't even watch. So, or keep watching, or even take peeks. So I would look back at the end of the day and see what performed and what didn't, and then just get a mental performance of what I need to do, and that's what's helping me make it more natural. I think the more natural this becomes, we've said it many times, the more natural the trade becomes, the more you're going to be consistently profitable. So I think that's what I need to do. Just make it more natural. Even right here now, this is where I'll be entering. Not because, well, not where I'll be entering, but this is where you see it's consolidating and now it's starting to perk up. So I'll probably enter a small trade here with a small dollar amount and then wait to see if it will spike, risk low a day. Um, but definitely not go full size, definitely not go over 5K. Um, and if it's I'm not going 5K, then it's kind of almost not worth it because I'll be entering midday, which is pretty risky. But it looks like it could midday would perk. It would perk and go up. Now here I have the dilution tracker. It has a float of 11 mil roughly, but outstanding of 12. So there's a million shares difference. Um, the strap for cash, they burn this 2.79 mil, and they're negative almost $1 million. They have an offering right here, for 65 cents, and it's already like priced in and it's already active. And they reached this point back in July, so this is definitely active. I'm not sure if this was active when I looked it up. I didn't think it was, but I don't have all the data, so I can't really tell. Um, this is definitely active because in May it hit this price point, so it's definitely active. Um, eight $8 is definitely active. Back in November 2019, that's active. Um, this is active. That's active. Both $8 are active. Uh, this $90 and back in 2017, I didn't check that one, but it didn't matter to me because if there's active shares to be dumped, it don't matter how many more is they're active, and I gotta be careful. Um, this convertible not registered, not registered. Um, so overall, I was quick to sell, but when I had my chance to sell, I didn't because um, the reasons that I said. I was I was being greedy. I wanted more. I thought it could keep going higher, but now it's pulling back. So maybe I was wrong. Um, Now it's really pulling back. Lower day would be here at 41, and yeah, at 41. So risking lower day. If it doesn't go up, I want to trade it. But really, overall, I wouldn't trade this at all. Overall, the markets, when it comes to penny stocks, there's been like one or two trading opportunities to trade. Um, but overall, there hasn't been like multiple opportunities. It's not really what I would consider a hot market. It's just active. It's like in the middle, in my opinion. There's opportunities, but it's not the greatest. Um, I just got to keep practicing, and once I get to this 30K saved, I think I will have like an extra 5K set aside to trade. And I'll put like restrictions on my account where it's going to be like my account can never go under 27.5K. Um, and then I just keep saving money. And if I ever lose all that money or 5K, then I have to set aside trading and stack up money for other stuff. I can't use any of the money that I've been saving while I've been trading to put back into trading. I have to just like chill for a while. My goal is still to buy this house and to put a roof over my head. A recession is coming. Housing, a commercial real estate crash is coming. So I gotta be ready for whatever that does to the entire economy. Um, Maybe they might try to save it by forcing people to go back to work, creating certain laws. If you go and work from the office, you might get some certain tax benefits. The government might try to hold it up some way somehow and delay the recession. Um, but every 10 years a recession happens. So all I gotta do is I hope that this commercial crash really fucks up real estate entirely, because that'll give me a chance to purchase my home at a lower price. If it doesn't, it don't matter. I'm still gonna stack up this money, and buy this house and have a roof over my head. I'm debating on setting some money aside for retirement, but my mind really isn't on retirement. Like, I've been speaking to a friend of mine named Anthony that lives at my job, and he told me how he went all in. He's almost 40 now, and he's not where he needs to be. He lost a lot of money. He said his father went all in all his life. Now he's desperately like trying to stay afloat because he went all in all his life and he's not where he wants to be in life. Told me that there's only a small percentage of people who actually, who go all in and actually make it, but talk to the 99, 98% of people who didn't, went all in and didn't make it. I see why people are so depressed and are not trying anymore and feel like life is just against them. And he's trying to get me to avoid that, and I completely respect it. I don't see life. It doesn't matter how I see life, but I don't. Going all in is the way I see it. Um, to not go all in to me means to me it just means nothing. Like, I don't care about retirement. I'd rather die than to retire and just have money set aside but never reach my goals. It would be nice to be able to just retire and chill, but I'm not looking for retirement. I'm looking for wealth. Um, I rather go all in, get rich, die trying state of mind, and if I don't get, God forbid, I don't get rich, and God forbid I die, I don't die, or I hope, I mean, I don't want to die. Um, but God forbid it doesn't go my way. I don't want to be old and broke. I agree with that, but right now he's telling me get some money and get a roof over your head. Get your primary residence and get your roof over your head. Get your roof over your head with your primary residence, as well as have some money in the bank. I agree with him more on the primary residence opposed to a Roth IRA investment account. Part of my investment Roth IRA is Doge. I don't know if it's ever gonna spike, but if it doesn't spike, in the next 5, 10 years, then I'm kind of fucked. Or if it doesn't spike when I get old, then I'm fucked as well. But at some point it has to. I see that Elon Musk is advertising more. Actually, he started finally advertising Tesla on YouTube and shit. So I'm like, okay, he must either need cash or something's happening. But he's gonna resort to pumping up Doge at some point. If he didn't sell all his shares. He stated he sold it all, and he stated he didn't sell it all. He still has it all. I don't believe him. But right now, I got a lot of money in Doge, and I'm just hoping that one day it just spikes ridiculously and goes parabolic, and I can make a fortune. What else? What else? I really agree with Anthony saying roof over the head, your primary residence. I respect that. But as far as like investment account, I'm going all in into like my into me, and that's my investment account. Everybody has their own different way. He understands that. He's just advising me to put some of it aside, something, you know. So I think the primary resident thing is my main focus. George may be my investment account, but until then, I kind if you, I'm kind of in what he's saying for me to do, because I have George as my, his version of Roth RA, but it's not really, it's too risky to be really a Roth RA. And then right now I'm working on my primary residence by purchasing a home. Renting a room cannot be, it's cheaper than buying a home short term, but long term it's way more expensive. But I cannot, I'm working on purchasing that home right now. So I'm doing what he's telling me to do, but just not in a way, the exact way. So, you know, I respect what he's telling me. I really do. It's just right now, I got to do it my way. And he's like, that's okay if you do it your way, but just think about what I'm telling you. And I'm like, I agree with it. And then he was telling me, like, purchase a home, have somebody live with you, let them help you pay the rent and pay the house off, and then keep stacking your cash and then go get another home and then get the equity from that, sell it and get the equity from that. And I'm like, I respect that. That's a great idea, but there has to be a better way where I can make faster money quicker. He's saying buy a home, sell it in 5 years. Buy a home, and then in 3 years, get another home with the FHA loan, and then sell it in 5 years and get the equity from that. I respect that. That's a way to make some money. I respect that. But my mind state is on trading, bro. Because okay, if I can turn 25K into 50K, 100K in a month. I mean, in a year. To me, that's far much better than buying a home, managing it, paying mortgage, paying interest, which I don't want to pay. But even though someone else is gonna pay it, I'd rather use my money and do something else with it where I don't have all these expenses, and then I'm going the slow route and hoping that someone doesn't fuck me over, you know. But I really respect Anthony and where he's coming from. I really appreciate him for advising me. I just see things differently, and he understands that. He really does. So we'll see. I know this video went longer than it was supposed to be, but I just had to get my thoughts off and explain where I'm at in life right now. I'm renting this room from this new person now. Where I was living at before, this psycho, racist, prejudice lady kicked me out illegally. I will sue her at some point. Trust me, the opportunity is gonna come. But I'm just doing what I gotta do right now. My main thing right now is not to go under too much money. Is to have, 35K, trade with about 5 to 7 of it, and build that account up since I'm getting better at trading. As far as going to the boot camps right now, I don't know yet because I'm grateful that he didn't announce it yet. But I don't know if I'm going to go or not because right now I need to stack cash. I'm given the opportunity to get a lot more hours at my job. So I don't want to miss an hour or two or a day or two when I have a golden opportunity. I can miss it, but I don't want to. well, not a golden opportunity. I got a bronze opportunity. I missed a couple hours. I missed like 2 hours this week because I was extremely exhausted. I'm trying not to let that happen, but if it's okay if I do, if I have a few hiccups throughout the week or a hiccup out throughout the week, that's okay. I can bounce back from that, but I don't want it to be where it's like constant me missing, me tired, and me not being on point. So just got to keep trading, just got to keep performing, got to stay on track, you know, and not spend too much money. Save money, don't have any unnecessary expenses, stay at work. If I can work and be in school, chances of me getting in trouble or getting in a bad situation is very slim. There was a situation where I could have easily fell into a bad situation, but because I'm always at work and school, I avoided it because I was nowhere to be found. Now some of my friends and old friends, they are trying to contact me to get my assistance and help and just want to hang out. And to me, that spells trouble. But because I'm so busy, I don't have time to. I don't have time to be around a woman. And that's like literally my way of enjoying myself and relaxing. And I don't even have time for that. So because of that, I think I'm avoiding a lot of unnecessary problems. And I'm very grateful for that. I'm very, very grateful for God. And I'm just going to keep working on myself. But I thank God for everything He's done for me. I think my situation right now, I believe I can get to 50K by June. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm done.